we are discuss DHTML, that is Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language, in which we are discuss about what is DHTML, or features, various like document, object model, event, dynamic style, dynamic binding, difference between HTML and DHTML, uses and advantages of DHTML and disadvantages of. So define what is DHTML. So definition according to DHTML stand for dynamic hypertext, that is a transfer markup language, in which DHTML is not a language. Basically, it's a tags like HTMLs that we have to use and describing the art of making dynamic interactive web pages and designed to enhance the web user experience. So basically, it's a combination of web development technology and we will create a dynamic web page. So web pages that include animations, dynamic menus, text effects, and the technology which we are using a combination of HTML, JavaScript, VB cascading style sheets, etc. So DHTML, we would like to say CSS, JavaScript, DOM, HTML. So why DHTML? With the DHTML, you can create animation, pop-up menus, web page context, and external data sources you will create it. Element that can be dragged and dropped with the help of various features of DHTML. As you know, the dynamic change, that's a web page contents, and you can position a web page elements like a user to change the web pages like color, font size, content that are not possible in HTML, but in a dynamic fonts we are using a NetStep communicator and a dynamic binding also. So DOM, that is also known as a document object model, that allows script and component to access a feature of HTML and cascading style sheets. So content of document were represented as object in a programming model. So DOM, we are using that's in a DHTML. So DOM is pressing a key, clicking on the mouse, anything that is a document object models. So different element contained with the web page as objects. So platform independent and object model that allow the script to access the HTML and CSS elements. So whenever we are creating a DOMs, we are using a triggered mouse over, mouse movement. These are all the event handling programs we are using in it. So DHTML objects like A we are mentioning here, that is every element contained with the web page, and that refers as a objects. So DHTML object allow you to access the manipulate the elements. So DHTML objects like A is an anchor, that is the beginning and end of the hypertext links we are using in it. Body, that we have to start and end, we are using close, start and end of the, is the tags. Div, as you know, they divide a web page into multiple sections as per our requirement. And document that represent the entire HTML document. Forms, as you know, specific container for the other controls. Frames, they're within a frame sets, and that specify hold a multiple frames in it. So these are all used in a HTML by using .html page. So DHTML's objects like img, input, li, link, span, table, td, tr, these are all tags. So I will use with the red and color and highlighted it, specify in the image like a video clip. You can add it in embedded input, create a forms, controls, like as you know, listing items, link that you specify existing document as well as a external document you can mention in it. Span, in which you are mentioning a line of the elements, apply on the part, table that should be displayed on the tables, td that display in the table cell, tr that is a table. These are all we are using in its event. We are also use that occurs in the user interaction page. So mouse click, keystroke, and so on, that are all part of its. So process of handling event is also known as event handling. So handling is a process that the action to be performed. So if you are click right, left, mouse over, mouse down, mouse keystroke, everything is an event. So event handler is a scripting code or a function that defines the action that uh, you can perform when even it triggers. So event handler function that is associated with the specific events. So that is a circle of the events that we have to use to the action to raise an event, update, fired, budding suckers, and there is a keyboards on key down, up, on key press. These are all dynamic style. That is a key feature of DHTML. So when you quickly change a formatting, like by adding, removing elements in your page, so using a different styles, even you may add individual elements, change the style, scripting, helper documents means you are adding some document and script and manipulate that document and fast way. So you are using various links. So these are all using in a DS. What is the difference HTML and DHTML? So as you know, the first name there is a HTML is hypertext markup language, and that is a dynamic hypertext markup language. So HTML is a language where it's an technology, as you know. So HTML is a collection of tags and DHTML is a collection of technology. So DHTML sites are dynamic in nature and HTML is static. So plain page without any style scripts called HTML, whereas a page with HTML, CSS, DOM, script, whenever you enter all these things, we easily known as this page is known as a DHTML. So if you are using CSS and DOMs as well as with your scripting, it's a, by default a DHTMLs. So HTML sites will be slow up client side technology, while DHTML site will be fast enough upon a client side technology. So uses animation you are using embedded page, capturing user inputs, and you can remove a buttons and drop down menus. Also, you can roll over the buttons, moves. All these things can be used in it. So as you see animated text and images, you can independently moving each element starting point to an ending point, and that is predetermined path. So Madrid is ticker that automatically refreshes context. You can even latest news, stock codes, everything you may see on various websites. They are using a DHTMLs. So forms capture a user inputs, process, respond to the data without having to send data back to the server. Include a rollover button or a drop down menus also there. So these are various advantages. There's a more efficient for contact management purposes. Result is faster and fresher on visual appeal. So DHTML for web design is easier to create a good interlinking between and a cross-linking by using a link tags as already we have discussed. Small file size. DHTML files are small compared to other interactive media. You have to use a Flash, shock waves, and other shorter downloads. So it support both major browsers manufacturers like Microsoft Netscape navigators and the DHTML system. And fast and zippy. DHTML load content on a fly. Your whole page does not load, but only the content part is loaded. So rest is altered to crucial times and snail looks of the website. So we are using DHTML by using W3 C and implementing standard DHTML technology and preliminary course of DOM CSS. No plugins, great utility, and does not require a Java virtual machine. Disadvantages of DHTML. First is it's costly editing tool. Cost is very high. For example, if you are using a Dreamweaver Fusions, only new browsers support DHTML. Is only supported by Netscape 4.0 onwards or a higher versions. Long and complex coding. DHTML coding is low and complex. Only in a JavaScript HTML programmer can write them, edit them, and good degree of functionality in it. So browser support problems. DHTML suffers from different browsers. So unprotected source code, and these are various references while designing this uh, PowerPoint presentations. Thank you.